Hello, friends. Good evening. It's Friday night. I will wait until I see friends on here. How we doing? Happy Friday night. It's always a delay, so I'm talking to myself for the first couple of minutes. But we will see if people can see us. Hello, hello. How are we doing? Hello, friends. Hello from Southern Alabama. I love that. Hello, my first time using a gel plate. I love that, Tina Marie. Hello. Hi, friends. Hi, Heather. Um, Hand pink waving. Hi, Lael by Mail. How are you? Hello, Yolinda. Hi, Dandy. Hi, friends. Hi, Pamela. Hello, Natalie. So we'll see. We had really bad thunderstorms yesterday roll through here. So I was supposed to go see the Barbie movie yesterday as an early pre-release at 10:30. And we were all ready, put my face on and comb my hair, had my hot pink outfit on. We got to the door and we were informed that it was canceled because there was no power at the movie theater. So I did not get to see the Barbie movie yet. So I think we're going to go on Friday. No, today's Friday. Yes, Vicki. On Sunday, supposedly Sunday at like 10:30 at night. I'm not the only one who wants to see that movie because it's sold out around here. So I did not get, because I know you're going to say, what did you think of the movie? And I have to say, I don't know yet because I didn't get to see it yet. So let me put my cord behind here. So yeah, what a bummer, especially, when you get dressed at 10:30 at night to go out and then you find out that you're not going out. I just went and washed my face and went to bed because that was a late night for this old lady. That was a late night. So I didn't see the movie. So no spoilers. I don't know yet. I haven't seen it. I will be going to see it. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for tonight. I haven't seen some of you guys for a while, right? Some of you I saw last week because we did the walkthrough of Peppermint Kisses, and very exciting. And lots of you guys have jumped on and bought a kit because you want to spend more time with me during the Peppermint Kisses Lollapalooza extravaganza, no longer weekend, week-long festivities, right? So very excited for that. And I've been packing because that's one of those things, friends. So I'm going to put an announcement up on my VickiBooten.com that for general shipping, nothing's going to be shipping for a month because I need to move, I need to unpack, and then I leave for Spokane for a week and a bit. So, and then I got to get back and then roll right into it. So just to kind of give you an idea, I will be posting the Where to Next albums and pocket pages. And then they won't ship until I get back, but I'm going to post those. And then I have a few other items that I'm going to post as well. So you can place your orders. Just know that if you need it in a hurry, don't place your order with me because I can't unpack it from all the boxes. So Rich did a run. I'm moving my studio, not my studio. I'm still going to be here. I'm moving my packing area to another area. So I'm hoping I don't lose connection tonight, right? It was a week-long thing. Yeah, where to next? I'm flashing. I don't understand. We will look. Let's see what happens, because if this connection is really bad, I'm going to go and just do a separate live just on YouTube, because I find sometimes when I stream through the two platforms, I just don't have enough power, right? So what does your it's flashing on my screen. So let me know what's happening. Any draws done for Where to Next? Not yet, Jill. It'll happen, but I'm not going to lie. I am totally exhausted. So it's just rolling right in from the Alaska cruise right into designing and writing instructions for a class, then kitting 500 orders that all went out. And it's me and Rich, right? Like all of it is done, just the two of us. And then rolling right into packing. There's stuff that is a little behind. It will come. I never forget. I have my mother reminds me, and then you guys post, right? Like, are we doing a giveaway? So you haven't missed it. I just haven't done it, but you know, I will always do the things, right? So it's coming. So you can see me on both. Natalie, on my screen, it's flickering. So I just want to make sure I don't lose connection. So if for some reason I lose connection while we're in the middle of it, I will just start a new just on YouTube. Okay, friends. So for some reason, anything goes wrong, I just like to let you know. I will just start a new part 2 just on YouTube, and I won't do it through my streaming platform. Okay, so hopefully that'll be good. So yeah, how you feeling, Lisa? Let's send love out to Lisa, who's here, who's been dealing with some health stuff. So let's send her lots of love. I'm glad that you're here, my friend, and I hope you're feeling okay. Right? Oh, what's happened with Kelly? I don't know what's happening with Kelly. Question: will there be access only for the 10 plus layout classes? Yes, I will do that. Just to let you know, I've heard from a few people. I think the extra cruise kits I have are all gone, but there are extra of the Spectrum Gardenia kits that sold out fast. So if that's one of those ones you're really sad that you didn't get, if you reach out, I'm going to go through the list. I'm going to take the weekend off. I've decided. I made that decision. I'm taking at least for sure tomorrow off. I'm floating all day with one of these in my hands, all day in the pool. I'm doing that because I have only been in the pool once this summer. So my family's coming over. I'm making gourmet hamburgers. I'm doing it early so that I can float in the pool with, it's actually not going to be a margarita. We're having sangrias tomorrow. And I'm going to take tomorrow off, and then on Monday. So if you missed out on the 10 plus layouts are great. We do 10 pages, 5 double page layouts, and maybe even more. We will do it all live for the Spectrum one. The Spectrum Gardenia is next Sunday, but it's recorded. So even if you're like, I got a hot date or I've got a family reunion, I can't be there, it's no worries. It'll be recorded. But you can message me. And if you're interested, I think I have about 10 of those kits. So there are enough that I could probably, for the interest that's out there, and then I will pop them in the mail on Monday so that hopefully it gets to you by Sunday, but if not, it's recorded. So those are all of my things. That's all the things I want to talk about tonight. I'm excited to play. So this is a on the fly, pretty fly for a white girl today kind of thing going on. It is going to be gel plate, and it's not going to be like, let's fart around. It's going to be like, let's make something and then make something. So tonight I have my color palette is going to be pink for Barbie. It's kind of a little Barbie inspired. So I'm going to be using pink, orange, yellow, and a navy. That's my color palette for tonight. We are going to do about, I don't know, 3-ish, 4-ish gel plate techniques on a couple of 8.5 by 11 sizes and on a 12 by 12 to make a base for a layout. And then I have stamps, heart stamps and dies. I picked a simple shape. You can use flowers, stars, whatever you want. So then we are going to make a quick, very kind of modern art inspired base for a layout. So you really are going to make everything you need for the layout tonight using your gel plate. Isn't that fun? I thought that would be a fun thing, is that it won't just be gel plate, but it'll be gel plate. For me, it's going to be scrapbooking related. For my friend Lael, it could be the base for a list. For my card makers, it could totally be shrunk down and made for card making. So this, even though I'm going to make a scrapbook, 12 by 12 scrapbook page, I want you guys to wrap your head around, you can make whatever you want using the techniques we're going to do tonight. Okay. So if you're just joining me, just make sure you know, if for some reason I lose connection, I'm going to start a part 2 just on YouTube. Okay. So I don't know, weird stuff's coming on. weird stuff's going on my screen. So I just want to make sure. I'm nervous. I'm going to lose you. So any questions before we get started? Anything you want to share that you want me to see before my head is down? I feel like making tonight. I'm here for you guys. We're going to make something. I'm going to use my gel plate. Do you have to use a gel plate? No, you could use kissing technique. You could just do watercolor. You could do this with pattern paper, and you could literally just kind of fussy cut the pieces out, whatever you want to do. But hi, Irene. How are you? Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Roxanne. Love the green earrings. I believe my friend Victoria bought these. I don't know if she's on here tonight, but I think that's who got these for me. Victoria gave me a beautiful goodie bag of things on the Alaska cruise, and I think these were in there. I'm terrible. I need to have somebody, you know, like when you're at a baby shower and your best friend or your mom sits beside you and writes who gives you things so that you can say proper thank yous, because here's the whole thing is I don't remember anything. So I look like a very ungrateful, rotten human being, and I'm not. Just know this. If you ever gift me anything and I don't say thank you, it's not because I don't love you. It's because I forgot who gave it to me, because I'm not organized enough. So just know that I do every single thoughtful note thing that you guys do for me, sending me like links to clothing or a bag or shoes or something you think I'm going to love. I love all of it. It's just Vicky doesn't have the time to do any of those things. Right. I feel like I just want everyone to know the love is out there and the appreciation for all the things. It's not because I'm a dick. I'm not. I'm not. So anyway, let's flip it around, because Vicky, OMG, my mom wrote gift on every card that came with a present at my wedding. So we had to be very general with our thank yous. That is hilarious, Natalie. So she didn't write what it was. Like, you didn't get towel set, coffee pot. She just wrote gift. That is a great story. So thank you for your gift. I loved it. Thank you for the gift. I love it. See, I'm watching you. I'm so glad you. So it was Victoria. So see, thank you. I love them. And I did say thank you in real life. And then Jody gave me a huge bag of black licorice, and I ate all of it. It was that gift, Jody. That was good. And I have to remember the one bag was the best out of all of it. It was one that wasn't the super soft one. It was kind of had the ridges, right? That was the best bag of black licorice. It's my favorite because I'm not a big sugar eater, and I find black licorice isn't as sweet. So if I want a candy craving now, that's all I ever want is black licorice. Isn't that crazy? So I don't like sweet black licorice. I like it to be a little less sweet. So yes, I love all of that. Okay, so I love you, and we'll bring you more licorice in August. Oh my goodness, Jody, but my butt doesn't need it. I'm trying to get back on track too, because I'm terrible. But anyway, I'm super excited for tonight. You're in for lots of fun tonight, because I don't even know where all this energy's coming from. But I didn't mean to say the word I just did, but I did. So I'm going to own it. So anyway, let's do the things. Who's going to gel plate with me tonight? Who's going to be working live? I am super excited. You're going to love this. So pick your color palette. Don't pick the whole rainbow. This is not a Skittles kind of night. I want you to be very, not selective, but very, not precise. I lost the word. Very, not conscious. It's a word, but that you're not messing around. You're going to pick that palette. So to give you an idea, when we flip this around, the two colors I'm going to start with are going to be orange and pink. So they're close on the color wheel, right? I'm not going to muddy the water. It's going to be very crisp, right? Not deliberate. Thank you, Phyllis. I was looking there, and Nadine, you knew. Very deliberate with my color choices, because I want this to be very bold, kind of color blocking. So You could go with browns and greens and browns, greens, teal. You could, whatever you want to do, right? Just know as you see me start working through it, the colors I'm going to start with are colors that will work beautifully together, but still high contrast. So if I use orange and hot pink and a little bit of yellow will be awesome. But then I'm going to go in with navy with another pattern. I'm only using 2 stencils tonight. So I want stuff that looks kind of art markish. So I'm going to use this stencil and I'm going to use this stencil. So I have a linear and a circle. So you could use lines and hearts, circles and hearts, whatever. But this is not one that needs to be a flamboyant, detailed stencil. So could you cut this out yourself and make a stencil? You most certainly could, right? You could make something like this too, is just a piece of paper that you cut a whole bunch of circles out of it. Okay. So you see what I'm saying? We're going to be very deliberate with our art tonight. I'm going to be printing on an 8.5 by 11 and on a 12 by 12 because part of what I'm going to do is just going to be a section, 8.5 by 11-ish section on my 12 by 12 background. And then I'm going to put some art deliberately on the plate and I'm going to pick it up and start layering a background on my 12 by 12. And then I'm going to start, what we're going to start with just to get us warmed up is kind of pinks and yellows. That's what we're going to stamp and punch my hearts out of for a textural 3D element on my layout. So it literally is very basic, but it's going to be beautiful. So I'm excited for this, right? So and what are the questions? Did I miss stuff? The linear one looks awesome. And it is like, it's in my shop. It's Diane Reevely. Oh, I love Diane. I believe it's a Diane Reevely, and this is definitely a Vicky Boutin one, right? That's one of the Vicky Boutin ones. Hello, Kim. How are you? So were there questions that I missed? Yeah. Oh, you're asking about Spectrum Gardenia. That's on Sunday, right? Not this week, next week. Okay. Flip the camera. Let's do the things. So ask away if you have any questions, because I will happily answer them. Let me put the light from my face onto my work area. So yes, we were packing. Oh my goodness. My friends, I have so much stuff that I packed that I've had here to put in my store for months that just got packed in a box that I have to put up in there. Does paint work best for gel plates? I think paint is the easiest thing to work on a gel plate, Cherie. Sorry, I'm moving stuff around. So just give me a second. I gotta get adjusted. Lots of things work on a gel plate. Lots of different mediums work. This is my go-to is the Liquitex. I think that the consistency of this paint makes it almost impossible to mess up. So, and you can get it at art stores, Michael's. It's easy to find and it's not super expensive, but it's still like an artist quality. So I do love this. Try anything. You can try anything on there, but I love this acrylic because it's opaque. It has a long open time when I'm playing with it on my gel plate. So that's what I'm going to use tonight. Okay. I have a couple brayers. I have my sheet to clean my brayer off beside me. So this is what I'm setting up. I have a sponge because we might do a little technique where I want to specifically add color, and this will make it easier. Okay. So I have some makeup sponges. You could use a ink dabber. You could use that too. Like I said, my color palette, I want to do something possibly with 2 shades of pink. Maybe we'll see how it goes. Navy is going to be just an accent color I'm going to add. I have white in case I'm going to ghost print, which means let the whole print dry and then pick it up with something. I don't know, because this might be a tester where I have to see how long the open time is going to be when I start working. So we'll see. And then I have orange, my 2 stencils. I have some 8.5 by 11, and because I'm going to die cut it, it's just like I don't know, about an 80 pound like just not super thick, but not printer paper. And then for my background, that linear stencil is in my shop. It's, I think, Diane Reevely. It's either Diane Reevely or Dina Wakely. It's a Ranger stencil. I love it because I think it's about a 9x11. Good size, right? And then, of course, some Vicki Boutin foundations paper because I'm going to do a scrapbook page. So let's get some stuff ready and then we'll roll into it. So I'm going to pull off 2 pieces because I really want this to be no farting around kind of night. We're going to just make art. We're going to be very free but deliberate tonight. So that's kind of an oxymoron, right? That's an oxymoron, right? What do you have under your gel plate? This is my craft mat, and I have it there because it makes cleanup way easier. I tape under here is an 8.5x11. I always put my gel plate always sits on a sheet of 8.5x11 because if I want to line something up, this is kind of the base I use to line my sheet that I'm going to print. I love 8.5x11 and this size gel plate, which I believe is like an 8x10, because you can find lots of paper that will fit it. So I think if you're going to start with something, I think this size is perfect. And then I just tape it all down so the sucker's not moving around on me, right? I'm fussy cutting the Where To Next album while I watch since I couldn't do the album on the weekend. I love that, right? Question, please give us specific color names. Okay, Jill. This one is called cadmium. That's how I say that, right? Red light hue. So it's orange, but it says cadmium red light hue. This one is medium magenta, or magneta is what I used to call that as a kid when I would pull that out of my Crayola box. Medium magenta magneta. This one is called Rose Vif, V-I-F, opaque. I wanted neon, but I can't find where I put my neon paint, so we're not using neon tonight. This one is called Primary Yellow. I love this Amsterdam color. It is indigo. It is a beautiful navy. And this is titanium white. How do you store your gel plate? I probably break the rules, but usually between 2 sheets of paper, I make sure there's no air bubbles in it, and I just put it in the clamshell. That's how I do it. You just want to make sure you don't put the plastic directly on it because sometimes you'll get big bubbles on your plate. But I have a whole gel plate class online. I think you can do access only. So I just want to work tonight. Okay, so I'll answer some of the questions, but this could turn into, right, like a lot of information sharing where then I won't get any work done. So ask the questions. If I see it, I'll answer it as I go, but I'm going to make some things tonight. I'm excited. I need this. This is why Vicki Boutin loves mixed media, because this is Vicki's mental health day. I'm going to create because it's going to make me feel good. And sharing and being with my VBU crew, my group of friends that join me on Friday night live, also is where my head's at tonight, that I just need that, right? So just as much as you guys say that you need me, I need you right back. Other things I have, some paper towels, some Biba wipes, and then, because I want to make something out of this, because this is what ends up happening, is if I sit and we just do gel plate prints, you'll do them, but then you're like, what do I do with it? So I want this to be with intention tonight, right? We're going to create with intention, but it's still going to be loose and fun. So I just went and grabbed the first stamp and die set I found in my set, which is the stamp and die set from the Stamp Market. It's called All Hearts, because I'm probably only going to use the dies and maybe these, because I don't need any of this, because I'm going to create my own art and they're not open enough. It was just polka dots. Maybe I would use it, but I don't need this. I'd cover up all my art. So if anything, I'll use this. I might only be using dies. And then my handy dandy little die cutting machine. So this is everything I'm going to be using tonight, plus a sheet of navy cardstock only because it matches my indigo to matte photos, but I have no photos printed. They're going to be imaginary. Look how beautiful those photos are. We're going to pretend. And then maybe some title and embellishment. So let's get started because we got to do some things, right? So the first thing I'm going to start with is just printing a couple of pinkish whatever backgrounds. This is what the hearts are going to come from. So the other thing I'm going to use is just found objects. I got some bubble wrap. I've got this roll I bought from the dollar store of this, they're pearls. It's like a ribbon. You could use the end of a pencil. Let's have that out too, so I can prove it. The end of a pencil. Just nothing sharp on your gel plate, okay? So let's do the things. Let's do the things. This is our warm-up, is going to be just making a couple of little backgrounds that we can then die cut out of it. So you die cut out of it. Die cut it. Whatever Vicky's trying to say. So you could use your silhouette, your Cricut, your brother scan and cut. You could fussy cut, right? Would your texture paste work? Yes, they would. 100% they work. I use them in my, you're not bothering me at all with the question, Jeanette. I didn't mean that. So don't feel bad. If you don't hang out with me a lot, you can ask all the questions in the world. I will answer all those. The only reason I said that is that online class is super cheap with tons of information because I think it was a week long. So I cover like all the basics. So if you're new to this and you want something that will give you a ton of information, a lot of my friends out there have taken it. That's the only reason I mentioned it. I don't want you to feel like I was saying, don't ask me questions. I don't want to answer them. That wasn't the case. So let's start with something easy. Pick a color. Let's go in to start. How about just with pink? We're just going to do a pink. So get your little paint boogers off your thing. Less is more. You don't need a lot on a gel plate. So I'm going to start with very little. I have brayers. I like my rubber brayers. Speedball. The ones I sell are American Crafts. I like my rubber brayers. I think you have way more control. They aren't as bouncy as the metal ones, the ones with a metal handle. So all personal choice, right? Do I care if I cover this entire plate? No, I just want to do a couple of quick prints, okay? Look at very light amount of paint. I watch people gel plate print and they're newer and they're teaching you how to do gel plate printing. And I'm looking going, that's way too much freaking paint on there. So you are set up to fail. Because if you put your sheet on and it moves on you, it slides on the paint, you have way too much on there. It should stick to the gel plate. This is the whole idea. It's a mono print, one print generally. So you want to be able to put this down and then just lift some color off. And look how pretty that is to run through your silhouette or do a title on. You just made custom made mixed media background, right? So we're not doing a lot of these. This is just going to generally be for our die cut hearts. So I went in with that was the medium magenta. Now let's put a little bit of, see, and I'm not even cleaning my plate off. If I pick up two colors on it, it's heaven. Okay. So now I'm going to move that around. See, this is too much paint. That's a lot of paint, Vicky. I can use my cleanup sheet here too. So that was a lot of paint. Didn't look like a lot, did it? But it was. So let's just kind of get some on here. And just for fun, do I want to do that yet? Why not? Here, let's use our pencil. So we can go in here and then just start to make a little pattern. Like I said we could, right? This isn't sharp. I'm not going to puncture my plate because that would be a concern, right? If you punctured your plate, that pattern that you cut into it will always be on your plate. So watch with cat hair, dog hair, get it off there because it will cut through. Hair will cut through your plate. So look at, just doing a little pattern with something I found. Look at, I have this little ring here. Let's see, what does this do? You can do and pull it a little. Pull it a little. So we are just going to do, see, don't even care tonight. Okay, good enough. I'm going to clean that off because for as loose and hey, let's just have fun that Vicky seems, that would bother me if I didn't clean this off. Okay. So it's, you have some open time. You don't have to worry that it's going to dry right away. You have some working time. Okay, put that away. Let's lift this print and see what it looks like. I'm okay if I don't lift all the color off. If some stays on my mat, you'll watch what happens with the next one. Very good. Love it. It was starting to dry, but guess what we can do now? Want to see a little trick? So it's kind of dry. You could pick this up with white, which means that if you put another color on, it's going to lift. I'm going to pick it up with yellow. Let's do half yellow and half white. So this is a ghost print, the idea of it, that this paint has dried on here, but it doesn't mean it's permanently on here. By putting another very thin layer, we can pull another print, okay? So I'm going to go in with the white first. I'm just going to roll this very thin. If your layer of paint is too thick, you will not lift this. It needs to be a very thin layer of paint. So I'm going to take that white off so that my yellow is yellow. And then I can blend them across. I'm okay with that. Okay, let's see what we get now when we lift. What are we gonna get? Now this I'm gonna rub pretty hard because I want to lift the paint that's left on this gel plate. So what we're doing, do you see how all that pink was left on here? By putting another wet layer, we'll actually glue what was on that gel plate onto the paper. The glue surface is the white and the yellow is going to lift and stick to the acrylic that was on there and pull it off that plate. So let's see. Are you ready? So I pretty much cleaned up the whole plate with this print. So did I need any fancy tools? Not at all. I used just things I found around the house, right? Love it. So let's do another one now. So we have for our hearts so far, we have these, right? So what can we do next? I'm going to keep everything with kind of pinks and yellow for the heart part. The heart part. Okay. That one is, let's go in with yellow. Okay, we're going to go in with yellow. And I don't want the whole page, this one. So I'm going to go yellow and pink. And we'll do our pattern. So we can die cut out of both ends. Okay. So let's blend our yellow. A lot of paint, more than I want, because I am okay. Now, let's blend our pinkish color. I want pure kind of pink down here, but then when we blend it into the yellow, we'll get kind of an orangey color, right? That's a nice blend. That's a nice blend. Okay. Don't mess around, Vicky. Oh, I'm going to take some of that yellow, but I don't want the pink in here, so let's clean my brayer a little bit. Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't want the whole thing to be bubble wrappy, so I'm just going to lift some So this is going to lift, remove pattern, right? But it also is going to end up adding that purple and pink back in. So we're just going to go with that. Just not messing around, right? This isn't about deep art tonight. It's not deep art. We're just doing the things. We just need something to print our or die cut our hearts from. Okay. So this is it for our kind of backgroundy bits for the hearts. Ready? So see, you do not have to overthink it. It can be very simple. It's kind of this candy corn sunset loveliness. Okay. So I have that. I have this one that I might print a little bit more in the corner. I have this one I can die cut from, and this one. So I am just going to add a little bit more in the other shade of pink. So that was the bright pink, right? Yeah, about 80 pound because I'm going to die cut out of it, right? So let's do something. What else can we do? A little bit of pink up there. I put too much pink. We didn't need all that business. Okay, I'm going to use a new sheet too because I'm picking up all the yellow. Okay, so I just want a little bit of something up in this corner. So I'm actually just going to kind of go with that funkiness that is printing, but we'll take a little bit of it away. Let's do with this. Okay, so look, I'm not even covering the whole plate because I don't want a big band of pink. And then this was from the dollar store. It was just this little, what do you call? Like it came on a ribbon, a roll of ribbon, but it was just these little dots. So let's do that. Maybe we'll go this way too. And this way. And I might even rub some of it off because maybe I don't want all of that. I want it a little bit more distressy, right? Okay, let's see what we get. It's a roll. Like that stuff is little beads. They're like little pearls. So now I have a little pattern that I can, excuse me, add or die cut hearts from. Okay. Now look at, because that was wet. It's a little more smudgy than I would want, but look what I can do. That works. Okay, we're not overthinking it tonight, right? So this isn't shelf liner. It's plastic. It's a roll of beads. That's what this is. They're little tiny pearls. Can you see that? So I guess the point I'm making is when you're out looking for things to use with your gel plate, as long as it's not a sharp edge, but it will make an impression, I will look in the hardware section. I look all over, right? And then I will wipe it off so I can use it again. And the acrylic paint doesn't get all messy, right? So I don't necessarily wipe my bubble wrap off. I will just get another sheet. Now, because I'm doing something different, normally I won't clean my plate off, but I am going to clean it. I'm okay with some of the kind of dirty edges, but I want the plate to be clean for the next sesh, this next thing we're going to be doing, okay? It does not have to be perfect. I'm just going to wipe that off with this baby wipe. You got to watch too. If your baby wipe starts disintegrating and the little pieces are sticking to it, just be careful, okay? I'm going to give my roller a wipe. Question, would you use an extender with the paint if you know it dries quick? You could, but I will just do ghost prints then, Valerie, and then just lift it with white. But no, because the other thing the extender does is it thins your paint out a little bit. So I find I'm usually fine for what I'm doing. Most things I do that are very layered, I do lift it with white or a lighter color. So no, you can, but I don't, if that makes sense. You can, I just don't. Okay. So now these, like I said, are going to be little pieces that I can die cut some hearts out for my art, right? I don't want, like, this is a little bit more pattern than I would really use. I might end up going in at the end and putting one layer of a light pink on top. Well, I'll show you. I'm going to grab a lighter pink. Ugh. Vicky's old body. And I'll tell you why. I just don't want too much contrast, if that makes sense. So let's see what happens if I go in. And this color is called rose pink. And put a very thin layer. Pick up the paint boogers if you get them too, little boogies. Get that off because it will print on your art. So I'm going to do something a little weird, and I'm just going to see what happens when I'm going to take my paper towel. I'm going to lift some of that paint up. I don't want it to be super dark. And then I actually have the pattern from my paper towel too. Let's see. Now, when I go into some of those white areas, I'm not even going to print all over this. I'm just going to lift some of it. So now I just soften that, right? So when I die cut it, it's not as contrasty. It's more subtle. And I like that. That will work for me when I die cut the hearts. Was there ever a part 2 of the gel plated class? Not yet, Helene. Maybe one day. I'm hoping. Because remember, the goal with why I've moved my the business part of my business to a area that I leased is so I can hire employees that aren't in my house. Because right when this started, it was small, and I just kind of ran it out of the garage, and we would kit in the kitchen sometimes. And now it's got too big for that. And the other thing is that I had no life, right? Because it was a warehouse always around here. So what I'm hoping is by hiring an employee, Vicky's not packing orders, because really that's why I can't do all the things I talk about, because I'm working all the time. So by having somebody who can do the things that I spend so much of my time doing, right, is that will help lighten my load, and I will be able to do more classes, online classes, more lives, all of those things that require time that I just never seem to have enough of. So it's coming, but no, it has not happened. So yes, you definitely can use these, right? Decoupage them. They're great for your art journals, even on the base of your cards. So remember what we just made. I'm going to, this is what I call contained funk. I'm going to die cut shapes out of it. So you could stamp flowers on top of this. That would be beautiful background for flowers, stars, whatever. You could use a stamp that has, maybe it's a flower with just dots on it, but it needs to have lots of open space inside the stamp so you can see the art through it. So this is just creating, in essence, my own inked pattern paper backgrounds that I can then stamp and will be contained funk, right? Now what I'm going to do is, even though this is an 8x10, I'm going to end up, my goal is to print just on one section of my page. So when I print, I'm just going to put my paper down like this, and I'm going to lift it, and I'm going to create my own custom background. Okay. I love that fish out of yours for a mural for what'd you say? Fish for a mural for a pirate party this weekend. That's very fun. That'll be perfect. So what I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to put orange paint down. I have to work fast with this because I would like to be able, we're going to see. It might be wet enough that I could lift it in one shot, or I might have to do a ghost print. Well, that's why I pulled out 2 sheets. So we'll see if it works or not. So I am going to put my orange down, just simple orange background. It does not need to be multiple colors. This one, I really want just a very bold orange background. Okay. So I'm going to put the orange down, and then I'm going to put, I have to grab another sheet of paper actually. Well, let's see. Maybe I can make this work. We'll just use my off-print paper. Okay. So I'm putting the orange down. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to put my stencil over top. You need a stencil that will fit your whole background. Okay. Okay. I'm going to lift some of the orange out of there now. So while that paint's wet, I'm going to go in here and I want to clean out the open spaces so I can add another color. So we can open and look. If it has some of the orange left in there, that's totally fine. It could be cool. Okay, so now we have lifted that wet paint, but I want some of them definitely to be pure pink when I add. Okay, so we've lifted the paint. So now I'm going to go in and I am going to add, I think the rose is what I want on here. And I'm going to start with this. I'm going to go in with a little bit of the magenta and I'm going to brayer it right on and I'm going to lift. Okay. Because I want a hint of this color. But I don't want, this isn't going to be my only pink. I want this to kind of work like the orange did. So we're going to go in here and we're going to lift some of that off. Okay. I have nothing to roll on. We're having a good time, having a good time. Okay. Let's, Vicky, grab a sheet. I used all of my papers. So I have a whole drawer in here of all different kinds of papers I used to print on. So let's grab another one. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to lift most of this pink off again. And then I'm going to put some of the lighter, this pink, this kind of brighter. If I had neon, I would totally be using neon. So if you could find your neon paint, even though Vicky couldn't, you totally could lift some neon. Okay. So you don't want to lift because that's paint on there. So don't worry, I can clean that all off my stencil, but it's because the paint is kind of wet. My paper was gluing to my background. So don't let this discourage you. It will wash off. Okay. There. But look at that pattern. Freaking awesome, balls. Okay. So now let's go in quick with this pink, which is the brighter pink. Brighter pink, brighter pink, brighter pink. And then we're lifting this, and this is what I'm printing on my background. Are you ready for it? Brighter pink. Let's do it. So what's happening right now? Stencil's coming off. We're going to see. Ooh, it's a mess. What can we get? Oh, I love it. I love it. So that's my background. Okay. Now things we can do. There's all this business is going on here, right? So I flip the pink side. I'm going to offset it on my side that's there. I'm going to lift some of the orange off that stencil. Let's see how many prints we can get off. Don't leave it on too long. So I could use that. but I can also lift that. I've thrown this in the sink. Okay. So now we'll see how dry is that? How wet is it? I just don't waste, right? Might as well lift it. So you could totally have let that dry and done a ghost print. You could layer on top of it. But I love that. Look at that. What do we have left? So now this pretty dry. This is the ghost printing part I was talking about. So you could use your bubble wrap and you could add color to that too. So if we wanted this just kind of for a card background, right? Let's go in because we're going to be using navy next anyway. Let's do some navy. I'm going to lift it with my brayer. Put it on my bubble wrap and I'm going to add to this. So I'm adding circles instead of lifting circles. Okay, so what will end up happening now is I'm going to let this dry up a bit. We're going to put some white on it, and now that's a ghost print. If this dries to the touch, this is still going to be wet. It's still wet. I'm impatient because we have other things to do. So let me just pull this now. We're going to assume it's dry enough. I'm going to use a clean brayer because that brayer currently has navy on it. We don't want that. And we're going to do what is called a ghost print, which will pick up all of the pattern we have on our plate. These are not Picasso pieces tonight. That's really not what I was going for, okay? Thin layer. If your paint's too thick, you will not get a ghost print. It won't print, okay? Brayer's clean enough. Clean enough. Let's lift this and see what we get. So I'm doing multiple things here, right? I'm not wasting. And the other thing is this should clean most of my plate. If I would not have done this, I would have just wiped all that art up with my paper towel and I would have had nothing left. So now this was just dirt, right? It was just the mess that was left on my plate. And now I have another print. So now we're going to, I don't actually need to clean for this. Now I want to add again. Because my background, I just want to put some navy pattern just in this corner. So I'm going to use this stencil, maybe like this. And I'm going to brayer some navy dots on here that I'm going to then pick up with my plate. Okay. So let's do, it's an addition. So you could put it right on here. Just put a little bit. Navy goes so far, right? You don't need a lot. You might need more than that. We'll see. So you could do multiple things. So I brayered this on. You could totally have put it on with your sponge like this, and you could put it in there, right? That actually will give you a cleaner application, right? So you have that option. I want a few more. And I'm going to lift that up a little bit because they're a little messy. And I'm going, no, let's just go with that to start. So I want them in this corner. Let's see what we get. Oh, I love it. So the only thing is I want maybe a couple that don't go in a line, right? So I'm going to add with my sponge. I'll place my stencil again because we know then where the pattern was-ish, because I'm not going to be able to line it up through an opaque paper. But let's pretend that we could do just a couple of these. Just knowing we're not going for perfection. How we doing out there, friends? Is anyone playing along? So I'm just going to do a couple rando circles. And it's okay if they overlap. I'm going to let the control go. We're going to let the control go. We're just going to go with whatever we can pick up here. Okay, let's see. What do we end up getting? So I'm going to lift that. I think it starts like right about there. So let's do that. Whatever we get. Whatever we get is exactly what we needed. Oh, I love that. Okay, so now I don't just have a rectangle of art. So this is the base of my layout. Now this is going to be beautiful. This left over, let's see, can we get any of this off of here? We'll try. We're going to brayer that. Even though there's navy on here, I'm going to try to press some of that in here. And let's see what we can get. Not really. Nothing came off. It's dry. It's dry. It's not going to happen, Vicki. But let me show you what this looks like because you don't want to waste this. This is our ghost print because this paint is all dry. So instead of just cleaning it all off and throwing it in the garbage because you wiped it off with a paper towel, let's print this on something we've made already or just on a plain background. I'm going to put this on a plain background because I really think the softness of this is beautiful. So you need to use white because my paper is white. So by using the white paint, I'm cheating, right? Totally cheating. So white paint or white paper, white paint, ghost print. All of this will pull up. Too much paint, Tammy. Yeah, my stencil doesn't move because it's pretty much stuck. Now, when I did the one on the orange, it could move a little bit. But it's just mastering that you don't need a lot of paint. And it's really kind of messes with your head, right? Because you're like, I should need way more paint than that. Now, that is one of my favorite prints from the night. I love that. And that's just cleaning my stencil off. Right? That's just cleaning my stencil off. But all of this, how you could never even achieve this with ink because we've lifted most of it. So you just have a ghost amount of paint left on and it's broken and worn and delicious. Like this is me channeling Vicky's version of what Tim Holtz does on backgrounds and paints, right? So absolutely love that. So now I'm done with the gel plate. Not doing any more. So excuse me for 1 minute because remember, it's Vicky Booten and I have to clean up some of my stuff because it will bother me. Some people don't clean their stencils. I clean my stencils. So if I want to use them with ink, I still have a really nice crisp pattern instead of having it with a whole bunch of acrylic. And if you clean them right away, you don't need elbow grease. It all lifts off. So it's intermission for 1 minute. I'm just going to clean up my mess quickly. You know, you got to do what you got to do. And this is a Vicky thing. I've got to clean up my mess, which will only take a minute. So I have a sink over here and a scrubber. I just use a little scrub brush. The pink and orange stencil is completely clean already. If you leave the stuff to dry, it's harder. If you throw it in water, it is lickety split. And they don't have to be perfectly clean. I'm not that crazy, but I'm a little bit crazy. See, blue one, clean. I'll come over and prove it. Here I come. Stencils clean-ish. Okay, here I come. Showing you. If you clean your stuff while it's wet, they can go away. See? Clean. Only took a second. So you can have a lasagna pan and just throw the stuff in. Now I'll just leave them like this. I'm all right with that. I know that I don't have a whole bunch of work left for me. This is all going away now because I don't need this anymore. We're done. The painting gel plate portion of the evening is now complete. So I'm just going to put them all away right behind me. Make sure you don't leave a lot of paint boogers so that your paint actually closes, right? No paint boogers. So that one does not look like it's, oh, look at that booger. That's a big one. So it's acrylic, right? Just peel that off. And then your paint closes. It's not drying out on you. Everything else looks good. Let's put them away. And then guess what? I'm just going to, for now, boop, this is going to come away and I can be a scrapbooker now. Right? We have no rules. We're going to make all of the arts tonight. And I have a paint wall. If you guys have seen my room before, I have a wall of paint that is in a secret door. It's a whole book rack that is actually a secret door into my furnace room. Because we went with a tankless water heater that is literally in a nook. So to access it, if anything, heaven forbid, happens to it, we can open my secret passage to get to it. So I have to do, one day I'll clean my room and I will do a walkthrough. And not everyone cleans their stencils. You'll have lots of mixed media artists who never clean anything. And I think some people love it because they feel even artsier and freer if they don't clean anything. I am still very A-type personality. So I'm not going to lie. There's no wrong or right way. It is not disparaging to anybody who doesn't clean. If you're like, I'm good, Vicky, you clean your stencils, baby girl. You do it. You be happy. It's all good. I never clean them. We totally can still be friends, right? I'm just telling you, that's what Vicky chooses to do. It is not the right way. It's just my way. If you don't have gel plates, what could you use instead? I've done monoprint. If you go back through my 100 million videos of mixed media, you can do fake gel plate printing. Monoprint means one print on a sheet of acrylic. I've done it on a sheet of acrylic that you lift off. You just don't have a lot of open time. There's actually, I need to do, I've taught a class with a fake monoprint that I've never taught outside of where I taught it. And I need to do it because I did it all with distress ink. And it was one of the most amazing things I've ever done. It was awesome. So you guys have to remind me, and I should do like a mini class because I think you will love it. So now I'm all cleaned up. That's the other thing I love with printmaking is because you use so little paint, it goes a long way. You do your little things and then the cleanup is lickety split, right? So now what we're going to do is I'm going to die cut some hearts and we're going to put like maybe like a navy matte wherever you want on this. You could make this a double page layout by just duplicating or just carrying the navy across. And then all your pink hearts could go on the other side. So if you like double page layouts, you can do whatever you want, right? Acrylic photo frame works. There's lots of things you can do, right? But I would have to say, I do think your gel plate is worth investing in. I've had mine for years and years and years and years. If you take care of it, you should never have to replace it. So it is one of those things, if you're like, I don't know if I'd use it, I'm going to tell you something. When you buy it, give yourself a whole day or two to just sit and make prints, because it's totally freaking addicting. It's addictive art, right? I am doing an online class. I don't clean right away because I don't want to miss it. But if I'm playing, gotta clean as I go, just cause. Yeah, it's all personal preference, right? But you guys have met me before. That is just the Vicky way. I don't like the mess, so I clean it up. But it does not mean anybody else has to. I have made the decision that I would like to do a combo of stamped and just plain hearts. Again, you can use whatever you have, right? Yeah, how you feeling, Karen? Is Karen on here? I hope your clavicle is healing up beautifully, my friend. So let's pick now. You could use this page if you wanted. Look at, get some yellow hearts that could go flat. You could sew on here. I bought a brand new. My mother got me, didn't you, Ma, for Christmas? I think my mom bought me a sewing machine for Christmas, and it is still in the box. Yellow hearts on here. It's going to look so good. So let's do the things. I have some black ink. We'll stamp some, and we're going to just die cut some. So you guys get what I'm saying, right? Is that this, if I stamp this, I'm going to cover all my art. So I'm really only going to use the open hearts with the black outline. I hope you're feeling okay, my friend. I had a paper trimmer. There it is. Had a paper trimmer. I want to cut the strips to fit, right? So that wherever I'm getting my art from, I know that it's coming from there. So I'll cut a strip that way, and I'll measure that. What am I needing for that? Ooh, I'm like, where'd I put my paper trimmer? Dumb. I want some of that white outline because I like it like that. That's everything. And then I'm just going to cut a couple strips, and we're going to die cut some hearts because I'm making my own embellishments. That's my plan tonight. Let's make our own embellishments. So I like these colors, and this is a total awesome strip for on a card, wouldn't it? Or your title. Title block on that. That is not garbage. That's magic. Now, do you see that we cut it out? You get that contained funk. We just made that, right? We just freaking made that. I love it. So what else do we want? You wanted to see this one, Mitzi? Is that the one you're talking about? I will just put it here. So if you watch after the fact, you can pause. Yes, they are a petroleum jelly base. It's not, you can make your own out of gelatin. Some people will make them out of gelatin. But I just buy the gel plate that are made. They're not that expensive. It's totally worth the investment. I really, really, truly believe that. I want some out of that. Oops. So I'm going to cut a little strip out of there. And then I'm going to save the rest. I'm not going to use any more of that. And I feel like maybe out of here. And then the rest is going to be for later. I will play with all of this stuff somewhere else, some other time, right? I have a big, huge bin of this kind of stuff. And this is not like, that was quick gel plate printing. You know, if you've played with me before, I'm usually like crazy printing like mad because it's really hard to stop. It's really hard to stop. No, we have this too. See, we have this was part of our cleanup. These were part of our cleanup. Remember, that's the one that stuck to the mat. But oh my goodness, I love that. And look at this. That was where I lifted the color from inside the orange, and that's where I cleaned my brayer. So all great for something. Potential, right? It's all potential. So some of these are just going to be dies. Oop, die cut. And some of these are going to be stamped and die cut. And it's stuck in my, there we go, in the wrapper. So I just chose hearts because hearts are, this I feel is all very basic shapes. I kind of wanted to go with the whole kind of geometric vibe. I'm only going to use this size. I only want big, quick, fast. Big, quick, fast. So we're going to have enough left over to make a card. And I won't make the card live. I'm going to make a version of the card. And I'll post it later. But I'm going to go in here now and just pick sections that I think will make beautiful die cuts. Look at that. That's going to be some massively awesome contained funk. And I want one down here. Maybe one more, a full pink one. Love it. Okay. Let's just do one in here because I'm going to just do die cut ones too, right? Hopefully there's enough space around that. Might not be, but I like that. That's too close. That's Vicky trying to rush because I'm trying to show you we're going to make fast art tonight, and then it's too fast. And then I didn't stamp very well. Maybe one more. Let's do one on here too. Because then we're going to make a card with the leftovers. Wait. Just, are you ready for it? Like when this gets stamped or die cut, I want you to be ready for what's going to happen. So let me show you. Let me show you. We're cleaning up as we go because we're done with this now. You know what happened tonight, Phyllis? Do you see what I'm saying? Is I didn't make you wait for it. Because at some point, what ends up happening, for some of you guys that have been around for a long time, now if I tell you to do it, you just do it. You're like, Vicky says, I need a gel plate. Okay, I'm going to do it. Is she going to show me how to use it? She will. But what's scary is when we just do backgrounds and then don't do anything with it, that people are like, okay, but I don't really, I can't visualize what's going to happen next. So I'm trying to be very, like I said, deliberate, that if you see it come together, and this didn't take hours and hours, right? We're at our probably 1 hour mark because I talked for a long time at the beginning of these videos. So now think about it. We are at, by the time we're done a typical Friday night, sometimes we would sit here and just do mixed media for 2 hours because I'm totally okay with that because I know it's going to be worth it in the end. We're going to make some beautiful art. For some of you guys, you look at it and go, this is a waste of time. I don't get what we're going to do with it, right? So I'm excited that tonight is showing you what we can make with this stuff. I think it makes a difference. So for hearts, these are the 3 sizes I'm going to use. Just these 3. Because I want this to be big, bold, and beautiful. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Hi, Beth. Does that make sense what I was saying there? Or are you like, yeah, whatever she's talking about tonight now, crazy lady. So now I'm going to line up the die. I'm hoping that it's lined up. Okay, and let's see. Sometimes it takes me a minute if this sandwich is thick enough or if I have to double it. I don't know yet. Right? Is this, ooh, not in enough. I don't think that's cutting. I feel like I need to do 2 plates. I think I just made stuff up there. Yeah, no. You're crazy, lady. Oh, let's see. Is that my sandwich? No. It takes me a while sometimes, right? Like that wasn't thick enough, friends. And then this is too big. I don't think it's going to fit. Or am I wrong? I think it's too big. So let's just make a, what do you call it? The gray plate is for embossing. So yeah, but these 2 is not enough. Julie, you guys know I don't read instructions for anything. I just use it and hope for the best. I have everything out here. 2 clear plates. Watch, it won't go through. It's not thick enough. Watch. Not thick enough. I need to shim it. I'm sure there's something else Vicky's supposed to be doing. But right now, I don't know. So I'm just faking it till you make it, right? That's working, I think. No, the 2 clear plates are not thick enough for those little dies. Oh, I don't know if I put it through far enough. I heard it click, so I'm hoping that's enough of a shim. We will see. It wasn't enough, but it's close. I just have to move it in. And we'll go one more time. This is how we roll around here. You know what the whole problem is look at where this is on here. So this is what I need to do. Talk about anticlimactic, Vicky. That will be better. It was right on the edge too. So, oh, look at what I did this time. Whatever, it'll work. No, I won't need to fussy cut them. They'll work. I just need to make a shim so it's enough pressure to die cut. There we go. Look at that. Contained funk. You had to wait for it, but there it is, right? I used 2 different brayers, only so I didn't have to clean it in between. You don't have to have, you could have 1 brayer. You don't need 2 brayers. It's just for live television, right? For my live studio audience. So I'm going to do this so this is easier, okay? So now let's just go ahead and die cut a couple little babies. Okay, one like that. Let's do a big heart. And a little mini-ish heart. And make a bigger shim. Because I know the gray is for embossing, but I also am a cheater by nature when it comes to wanting to do these things, right? So this is a cute little We Are memory keeper. And of course I like it because it's pink and it's pretty. Do. And let's hope for the best. Did they cut or did Vicky ruin everything? No, I think it cut. It moved, but there is a little yellow heart and a yellow heart, right? So we're making our little pile of hearts. So it, you know, I can't speed this part up. It's going to take a minute. That didn't completely cut because where it was on there, but I can fussy cut around that. Sorry. Friends, drink time, Vicky. Okay, got to cut a few more so we can make this layout. Got to make this layout. So we can do on here this guy. Nope. This guy. What shapes are you guys cutting out? A title would look beautiful out of what we made tonight if you put it through on your silhouette. You could use butterflies. You know, I would never say no to a butterfly. You could use lots of different things, right? Can I fit another one in here? No. I'm not cheating. I'm just going to put the two on my plate. And really need to double up my shim. Just need to make sure I have enough pressure cooker. What is the name of the heart stamp and die set that I'm using? It is, hello, Melissa. How are you? It's called All Hearts. It's from Stamp Market. I don't know if they still have it. I literally just grabbed whatever I had, right? So Stamp Market. I taped a shim on my plates. That's smart, right? Let's look at Vicky's a hot mess, right? We just make the art. So, oh my goodness, I love it. Little contained funk to go in my pile. And then one with a stamp. I wish this one had a bigger. I love when the die has like a edge around. It cuts almost to the stamp line. I would like that better. And these, you know, we're going to use for something else after. 100%. Let's do another one of the big heart. And we can do some of these without stamps in it if you wanted to. So let's do another one. More of the yellow, maybe. I'm going to put this inside only because then it doesn't get all caught. It's going through. Let's contain it, right? So this is going to take a while because I have to cut out the pretty now. So you totally could do this with your Cricut or your silhouette, and it would be way stinking faster than what Vicky Booten's doing here. But you do whatever makes you happy, right? Oh, I love it. I love that. And I love that I'm making art out of here. I could do shaker box. Be very fun. I could use this for card base. Slimline would be very fun, right? Look at it. How pretty is that? Let's do some of the, oh, I cannot wait to see this guy. This guy. So let's make it big enough so I can cut 2 hearts. It's too thick. Cut some of it off. Right, let's tape that guy. Have you seen him? If you were that guy, where would you be? The die with the washi on it. Is it this one? Yeah. It is a Vicky. Is the one. It is the one. Okay, we're going to do that kind of business. Just make sure your dies don't overlap because that's bad. A little sandwich. Okay. We need some hearts for our art. Art from the heart. Is that Diane's store? I think so, right? Art from the heart. Yeah, you could over the stamped image for a bigger border. I could do that, couldn't I? Let's do it on one of them. Love that idea. Love it. Let's try it. Might be too big, but I freaking love these, just so you know. And all that was a pink print. Look how beautiful those are. Now, I see doing a print in all your favorite colors of just putting one color of paint on your background, not covering the whole sheet, and just doing that kind of beautiful textured print. And then you could do rainbow hearts. How fun would that be? But there, I love the pink on the white. Like, love them. I don't think you fully understand. And I love that I'm totally going to get 2 different pieces of art out of that. Love it. Love it so much. And then I'll save those because I'll print those too. Or cut those out later too. Okay, so let's do that thing that you guys told me to do. That thing you just said, if I can, on here. Oh, it's really big though. So I could do it, but we'll save it for another day. It's too big. Let's see. Let's just cut one of these out. This one. This one. I have to say Stamp Market makes stamps and dies that I love for die cutting mixed media art, because some of them are just amazing patterns, but they are not fussy. Like, it's just good, simple patterns, which when you are making art from your prints or your mixed media art, I find is magic. Right? I think it's magic. So when you are shopping, simple sometimes is best. You don't need to have like super detailed everything. Like sometimes, right? Do you have those 3D folders that would be incredible, run with some texture? I actually have a folder right here. They're not 3D, but they're texture folders, and I could do one from here. Watch. We will use a piece quickly. I'm just using what I have. So here, look at embossing folder, right? Do I want to deboss? I might want to deboss. Do I want to emboss or deboss? Whatever, let's just try it. Here we go, Julie. I will use this properly now. Am I wrong? What the heck? Now I think this is 2 folders for this one. Vicki will read her instructions at some point. I am certainly not doing a demo to sell this die cutting machine because Vicki would be kicked off the island. Now let's see if that was enough pressure to actually do anything. Oh, oh, that's beautiful. Debossed. Isn't it beautiful? I do say so myself. I absolutely love this. And I'm going to line it up so I can do my whole piece. And I'm saving this for a card. That's so good. I love it so much. Thank you, Betty, for saying, hey, Vicki, try this. And Vicki is always one to say, okay, let's do all the things. And I have to tell you something, like you need to totally understand this. So this mustard and ketchup loveliness that I've created here, if you handed this to a friend, they would look at it and go, I don't understand how you did this. They wouldn't know. And I'll tell you why. Because the magic of the gel plate is, can you see the detail? I'm hoping it's clear enough. The video is sharp. So this was a partial print. Remember, only part of the paint picked up. And I have to say that this almost feels like fabric. It's very magic. It's very magic. I hope that you understand how very majestical this is. So imagine, right, that you put this, because this is how I'd say, if I was going to make you a card and I was going to send this, because this texture, this is lovely texture. I don't really want to glue it down. I would put this on and then I would probably do it like this. And then I would run needle, like sew it like this. That's how it would get attached to my card base. Right? I would be putting that on here on white, on black, because I don't think you have to mix media the crap out of things. Contained funk, simple, clean is beautiful. So imagine you sewed on here. And then you could go in and you could layer your hearts up it. That would be a beautiful, it's almost like an art card. Like it is art. I just hope me showing you understand. This is debossed. It would have been cool embossed, but I really think there's something magical about pressing the impression into it. I love this very much so. So thank you for saying that. But I could go and die cut out of it now, but I don't want to. I love it. Oh, I'm rubbing it on my face. I love it. That definitely deserved a face rub. Very fun. Okay. Okay, enough with the distractions of awesome suggestions. I've got to finish this layout now. Very great idea. I love it so much. Okay, let's go to my C plate again. I am going to cut out this. Whoa! It's a night of magic. And I really, you know what my goal is that I force you to do the things. Because I know some of you out there are like, I don't like mixed media. I can't do it. I'm not an artist, or I don't like the mess, or I have enough of stuff to do. I'm not going to start this. When you are ready, because you know I don't force you to do anything, I just want you to see it does not have to be a Picasso. It literally can be very just simple applications of lovely mixed media art. And you can get beautiful results. See, I don't want to do any more out of this because it's too matchy. I need contrast, which is that piece I just cut and didn't use. So let's find another strip. I still have more of this, so Do I like that yellow one? Meh. Meh. Not on here really, to be honest with you. Let's just go with, I'm going to cut this one and this one when it's done. And I'm just going to build my layout now. I'm just going for it. But I only have one die for the stamp. So with my new machine, yeah, one day, I feel like it's getting close that Vicky's going to have a life and I can do the things. If you guys only knew how many things I had planned. What did I do here now? Why won't this go through? Too thick? It's going. I might break the whole thing. Okay, too much. Just a sec. I put too much shim in here. Let's take the one layer off. I have so many plans for classes, for kits, for Friday Night Lives, and it's just not enough time, right? So I would love, do you use a regular sewing machine? I do, Charlotte. I do. You just have to make sure you have a nice sharp needle and don't go cheap with your thread because it can break. But yes, just a regular sewing machine. But texture, I think all that texture is lovely to add all that texture. Okay. Here we go. And one more. I just want another yellow one because I really am digging that. Yellow for the contrast on this background. So this one is going to be a little offset because I stamped it too close to the edge. And we are done with the die cutting after this one. And I'm going to start making a layout. So who out here is watching and you just kind of found me on YouTube or Facebook, you don't watch all the time, and you're like, I don't scrapbook, so I don't know what I would do with any of this stuff. Hi, Lori, how are you? Now my hubby is like, where are you? Ugh. Why? Because you left to come watch something and it's supposed to be movie night. It's date night on Friday. He's like, don't leave me alone. Get that Vicky broad off my TV or whatever, right? Come and spend time with me. So it's a little offset, but totally works. Okay, let's get rid of this crap and make something. I was saying something I felt like was so important, something I had to share. Oh, for some of you guys that are out there, why don't you emboss some of the hearts? I could, but that's something for another Friday night, okay? Let's do that on another Friday night. I love that idea. Let's emboss some of the hearts. We'll do this whole thing again, but let's pull out embossing folders. But for tonight, I'm just going to do this, okay? I love it though, right? Hi, Shelly. How are you, my friend? Hola, Mary Rosa. How are you, Mary Rose? That's me trying to be all Spanish speaking. Did you say I apologize for massacring your name? That's my friend from Puerto Rico. Guess what, my friend? We are going to be in Puerto Rico on a cruise. My family, my children, and I and Rich on New Year's Eve. That's when our port will be in Puerto Rico. We'll be on New Year's Eve from 4 to 11 p.m. Isn't that fun? I think so. I think New Year's Eve, or maybe it's the 30th. I don't know. I think it's New Year's Eve, but I am excited for that. My husband knows Vicky's voice. I hide out in my craft room with my headset on. I love it. Yeah, we go on a cruise. This will be our third Christmas in a row, our third holiday in a row. Because my kids get lots of crap all year. I'm like, instead of stuff, why don't we have an experience? Why don't we have an experience, right? I have an idea. What if we do a Friday Night Live where all we do is make our own ephemera with embossing and shapes? That'd be awesome. I love that. So here we go. Now we have our little shapes. This one it was on the edge, so I have to fake this one because it was not cut through. But look at the yellow on here. Oh my goodness, if they were all yellow, I wouldn't hate it. I love that. So more of the yellow ones might be used than any other color because I'm really digging that. Toot toot. So now we're going to scrapbook. So I'm going to have floaty hearts up the side. I'm going to get some foam adhesive. See, the white needs to go like that-ish. I love this. I'm not using this one on here. I don't like that color on here. You can if you want. I'm not going to use that. I'll use that on a card. But I'm going to space out my big dogs first, like the larger ones first. And then fill it with the small. No. No. And then, do we want an orange one on here? Maybe. We'll swap it. No. I am actually leaving my pink ones for my card too. Oh, I can't take all the pink ones off. I need a pink to balance out here. Do we want another yellow on here? Nope. So now I just got to play around with my positioning, foam dot a couple. So, and I might even switch it up. Let's do a matte first. Hello, Serenity. So I am going to do 4 1/2 by 6.5 matte. I have no photo here, right? But I am going to do it as if I could even use those 2 sizes if we wanted to. So where would our photo be? I feel like my photo would go there. I feel like I like that I'm not covering up too much of my art, right? And then I want to keep this pretty minimalistic product-wise. So guess what I'm going to grab? If any of you guys who did Where to Next with me, all my crap is still on the table for the bonus layout. So let's look title-wise. What could be fun? So I want to see if I can fit my title in here. Captured. This. Okay. And then I can start building up from here. So we're going to take, so friends too, if you have a sewing machine, I like to often take a ruler, fold my heart, and then you could sew in the middle of the heart. these back on here. I'm going to spread it out, fan it out a little bit more. Love it. Now I'm going to adhere. Okay. Now I'm going to adhere. And then we can put some stickers and different things on here. Very simple, straightforward. I got to get foam dots though, because I can't live without my MTV. Foam dots. What was the question? Lisa, what are we discussing? Now I need to know what Natalie and I are going to be discussing to make a decision. I missed out. There will not be a Facebook group. No, those classes are not meant. They're supposed to be quick, kit, easy, fast. So what I will do is I will download all the emails for everybody who purchased the kit, and I will send an email out with the YouTube link. And then it is like not a perfect world, but if I have 12 million Facebook groups running around, it's just too hard to keep track of all of it, right? So it's not a proper class like that. It is here's a kit. I'm going to pre-make, which I always said I wasn't going to do it, that we should do those classes live, but I know that stresses people out. So I am going to pre-make the pages and do a cutting diagram, and that all will be included in the link for Facebook. Does that make sense? So when you download or open the Facebook link with the classes, there will be information right on that page that tells you where you can download the cutting diagram, because that's all I'm providing is instructions for cutting. The rest we're doing live. Does that make sense? So it is not traditional in the sense of other classes. It's a little bit different. This one will be a little different. So just be watching for it, because I send out the newsletters, but not everyone gets it. Always search your email for Vicki Booten, so you will see if it came through. And if it doesn't, then just get in touch with me and I will. So I'm going to tell you that will go out by Wednesday. I will be sending the email out by Wednesday, so that everybody will have it in time for, I want to switch that out, I think, but then I don't want foam dots on that one. Everybody will have it on time for Sunday, right? That should give everybody enough time to download or print off the cutting diagram. That's all you need is a cutting diagram. But now guess what Vicki has to do by Wednesday? Make the pages. And then just so we know, I'll be taking a break because I have to move all of this stuff, right? So what's going to end up happening is I will definitely have to take a break from Friday Night Lives a little bit this summer, because I'm not going to be able to physically do all of this stuff. I just not one person. It's a lot, right? Does that make sense? Roxanne, where do you live? US or Canada? and you have your tracking number, right? Because all of them went out. All the US packages were shipped on Wednesday. We still have lots of time though, right? You think about it, it's still like a week away. Still a week away. So I'm not panicked yet about any of that stuff. And then if for some reason it was later, you just you can join us. You just won't be able to do the class until and it's not even a self-care thing. It's literally like I have to move all of this stuff that I've accumulated forever into the new space, and I have to be there to do it. So it's one of those things, right, where if I'm not there to do it, it's not getting done. So I have to take a break because I can't do all of the things. So we will get that class. I will prep those layouts because they might not be to completion, but it will have the paper will be cut. It's not going to have where I have photos of finished layouts done, because the whole idea with the 10 plus layouts is we do it live. So you can see how all of that comes together. And some people like it, and I know some people don't. But then I'm like, if you don't, then you just don't do that class, right? If it's not your vibe doing it live, then that's fine. It's just not one that you partake in, right? But if I don't have time to do those as classes like I would for the Vicky Booten event weekends. But if you were in the Where To Next and you saw how we did the live class, right, this week, we did that bonus class, and you had no plans for that one, and we just made it, right? It came together very quickly. And then what I tell people is if you love the Friday Night Lives, just watch a recorded one. Because I'm sure a lot of you guys, I've been doing these for so many years, you probably haven't seen all of them, right? There's probably a few out there that you've missed. So watch past lives and catch up on some of the things that maybe you have never seen us do, right? So I'm going to put this guy up here, but part of it is going to be raised. There. And that pink one. Because I get emails, right, where people are I miss you on Friday night. And I'm like, I miss you too. When I'm out of the country, it makes it hard. Like I'll be in Spokane. I can't do lives when I'm not here. But I always say, just watch past ones, because a lot of you have just found me recently too, right? So there, that's all attached. Look how fun, right? How fun. The whole thing is because if I don't do the move and start unpacking all these things, you guys are going to send orders and it's all in a box. I won't be able to fill any of the orders, right? So I'm going to put some of these puffy words on here now. Look at my heart. So my heart is going on here somewhere. Details. Love this. Right? So where I feel like my heart needs to go front and center, it's going right here. My heart. Love this. Details. And then I'm going to pick one more, because I feel like we need one here. You could put one in every one of the stamped hearts. So we have big plans, packing list, nope, journey. So only one more, because this isn't going to be travel themed. I'm going to do journey. Like that. My heart, love this. Details. So a couple little words up there. And then let's look at the other stuff that we have left over. I'm reading your comments, so just give me a second. I love that, Lisa. And you don't have to do, like, you can look at one thing I did, right? One thing and go, I'm totally going to apply that because I love how that looks. But you don't have to necessarily do all of the things. Okay, let's do something fun. Are you ready for Vicky's going to do something crazy here? Because, you know, I am who I am. I feel like Popeye when I said that. I am who I am. And because I don't like to get a lot of stuff out, I'm just going to use what I can find. I'm going to use some gold glaze. I'm going to put some gold glaze ink drops. So a little gold glaze goes a long way. I'm putting it right on here because it's what I do. I don't even have a cup of water. Oh, look it. I just got gold all over my mat. Hot mess, Vicky. So that's fine. My mat is just going to go on the other side. Burp. I got water all over it. So what I'm going to do is blend this out for some now paint dots, which I could have done. If you haven't glued anything down, you might do this before you put your hearts on. But I don't care if I get dots on my hearts. Oop. Oh, guys, I hope you're still there. I think my computer just died. So give me a second. I didn't plug it in. I hope you can still see me. Just give me a second. I can't read your comments, but I'm hoping I didn't ruin everything. Can you still see me? I'm going to act like you can. Maybe you can't. But Vicky's going to put some gold paint dots up her page. And I'm okay if they get on the hearts too. And I'm hoping that my computer charges enough for me to get back on here. Can you guys, because I can see you upside down. Can you guys still see me? Can you still see me? I didn't plug my laptop in. So what ended up happening is it died, so I can't flip my camera around and look at you guys on there. But I will be able to finish it on here. I've just lost my second camera. That's all. So I'm hoping I didn't ruin the whole night by not being able to finish this. But I can't currently see any comments, okay? So I'm not ignoring you. If you actually can. See? There. I love that. So got to give this a second. When these dry, they're going to be totally metallic. And I really think that's going to make a difference. So let's see. Can Vicky turn this back on? What a ding dong. And it didn't even give me a warning. So are you commenting, guys? I don't even know if I'm live anymore. Oh, my computer's back on. So you guys are going to see me. Hi. Let me go back to this one. Solo. Can you still see me? Oh, good. I'm still here. I wasn't ruining everybody's lives. See, you're yelling at me in caps, Nat, but I couldn't see a comment because I had no computer. And I filmed from my phone, right? So I'm going to wipe that off of my sheet because you guys don't have to use your sheet. It's just what was here, right? But as these dry now, look at, I love that. These are going to dry and they're going to be completely metallic. But I find it was looking a little too naked. So putting the little dots, now watch if I go and I'll show you because I'm just lifting some of the moisture and you'll see what these are going to look like when they dry. You could use any kind of metallic paint, or they don't have to be metallic. You could go black. You're right. You could put some black paint splats, but can you see that now? They're going to be shiny gold little paint drops. Yeah, I can put the dot on the eye. I might not put a dot on the eye. I might put a gem, but it's on the sheet. I just don't always add that stuff. But yes, you can dot your eye if you want to. I might not. And then, right, our navy. This is wet because see, I got gold on it because Vicky is a ding dong. So I could even put this mat on. It's a little smaller, which I don't actually hate, to be honest with you. I want to see more of my art. And then I could put journaling strips on here too. So you could do whatever you want, right, friends? You could have two, like this would be cute with 2 photo mats, 1 photo mat. I love it. So to give you an idea, because I'm going to let that dry, but you guys, this is pretty much done. That's all I'm going to do on this layout. I love it, right? Extra shine. And you can see where they're drying. Oh, I love it so much. And then I put them right on the hearts. Don't even care. It's all over there, right? Don't even care that I made a mess. But I am going to just pick up some of that excess moisture so it doesn't drip. But now I have these gold little hearts or gold little pattern on the background. So quickly, before I'm done, can I show you something? So if we were going to, I wish Vicky had just card bases printed. Wouldn't that be nice? But here's a piece of foundations paper. Oh, here's the other thing. Look at, friends, if you still have your stuff left from Where to Next, these gold dots might end up going between my hearts. The little gold dots, because that would be little texture. See? That, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Could be really awesome. For texture is to put there. You could have it on your oh yeah, look at that. I love that. So those could just be on my page as another textural layer. Because you know, on all of my chipboards and all the rest of it, right, is I will fill every section so that you have different embellishments to use. So you get your bang for your buck for my products, right? That one I don't like there. Well, it's staying there, whatever. But look at now, the little dots, the textural layer. Can you see them? I love that. Use the toucan. You could. Let's see. You could if you wanted to, right? Natalie would love that. But I'm going to be a purist tonight. Like I said, I wanted this to be very little stuff on here. These memories and storyteller could be cute on here though. Right? Memories. Memories. And storyteller. go on there. And then if we have something for on here. Oh, I like this. Happiness is here. This guy's got to move over then. Oh, but I like it this here too. Oh, I changed my mind. Captured this. Happiness is here. So I just need a little something for on here. Oh, memento. I have one more. Storyteller and memento. And we'll put this, love this back on there. There. Now I've embellished. I love it. It's got layers, right? Love that. And then let's make a card base. Friends, tell me what the size is for a slimline, the mini. What's a mini slimline size? Can you tell me what the finished size is? I'm back to a full screen. Yeah, you can see me, right? Hi, Sarah Miller House. What is a mini slimline card size? Like, what do I cut out and make a card base out of? Because I'm going to make a quick card for you guys right now. And I want a, well, yeah, I think I want a mini slimline. I'm waiting. One of my card makers has to know out there. Someone help me. I'm waiting. It's only 3 by 6 inches. That's small. I don't like that size. What is a regular slimline? 3 by 6 is small. So tell me the regular slimline size. You know I love slimlines. It's 7 by 6 is too big, right, for slimline? Oh, I see. So fold it in half. I understand. So cut the 7. By 6. Oh, 7 by 6. Oh, I just ended up doing it. Now I understand what you're saying. What is a 7 by 6 now? So what did I just do? Is that 3.5 by, what did I just do? What kind of card am I making now? Did I just ruin everything? That can't be right. So I just cut a 7 by 6. So what card am I making now? Should I do like a 3.5 by 6? Just a 3.5 by 6? Or should I do a 3 by 7? We'll do a 3.5. Vicky, you're so crazy. That's the size we're doing. It's going to be a 3.5 by 6. It's probably not a real card size, is it? It's probably not even a real card size, you crazy lady. And this is foundations paper, so it's super thick. Whatever, right? I didn't even measure it correctly, so there, you got that too. She's doing all kinds of crazy crap tonight. She's doing all kinds of crazy crap tonight. I'm folding it in half. This is my card size. Let's hope. It might actually work perfectly. This might have been what was meant to happen. Might have been what was meant to happen. What do we have? That'll totally work, won't it? That could work. Oh, look. I could trim that down a bit and make my card. So I'm going to do it like this, and I'm going to just cut a piece off the bottom. So I will save it, because remember I told you we have to sew on this. So to finish it, I will sew on it, but let's cut a little bit off. So for my card making loving friends, this one's for you. And it was meant to be. Tape, if you were my tape runner. I could put the toucan on here for Natalie and send it to her for her birthday. She would love it. She loves the birds. There we go. Oh, I love that already. I love that as a card with a sentiment on it. I love my mustard and ketchup. I love that. So what do we have that is punched out leftover hearts? I have a yellow one. I don't have much because I feel like we need pink hearts on here. So let's quickly die cut these two, because I like that, the pink on there. I love it. I love it. A lot. A lot, a lot. Poor Natalie, right? Oh my goodness, she was zoning out and caught the patient's wig in the suction. It could happen. One of my friends worked in a dental office, and while they were doing, I don't know if it was a filling or a root canal, and the person had dreadlocks, and she saw movement. And she was like, what is that? And there was a cockroach in the dreadlocks darting in and out. So she kept seeing it. So she grabbed her high volume suction and just suctioned it up. And all you heard was, she got that cockroach. Isn't that funny? So your story about suctioning up a wig, right? I use 3L adhesive. Yes, I love that. I love this. Scrapbook adhesives, Easy Runner Grand. Isn't that funny? And suctioned the cockroach. Probably the person couldn't feel it, right? And if you live in the city, it probably is very common to have that kind of stuff. And because they were in the dreads, and it wasn't close to their scalp, well, you know, I find when you work, if you're a nurse, work in the dental field, there's not much that we find gross. Do you know what I'm saying? There's not much you find gross, because we see some pretty interesting things. I could tell you stories, but I could very much gross some of you out, so I won't tell you some of my stories. But needless to say, I actually went in and Devin cleaned my teeth today, because Devin's going to school. She's almost finished her dental hygiene. And we laugh. Like, we can tell stories and laugh. But yeah, and nurses know. My nurse friends out there, you know what I'm talking about, right? That amongst other nurses, you guys will tell stories and stuff, right? That you are like, you couldn't tell the average person, right? You couldn't tell the average person. Oh, the stories I could tell you. And I would love them, Jennifer. Jennifer, right? Did you work neonatal, or did you work all over the hospital, Jennifer? But yeah, yeah. My sister's a retired dental hygienist. Really, Brenda? Oh, that one didn't cut. I got to move it over. It didn't cut because it was too close to the edge. And now I'm ruining my pink background I would use for something else, but it's okay. For my friends. So yeah, we thought that was When she told that story, I was like, oh my goodness. And she goes, I didn't want, like, we're doing the dental work, so you didn't really want to distract from that, but you have the worst table etiquette. It's true. You'll tell stories that anybody else will be like, oh my goodness. My assistant once suctioned up some sausage a child had thrown up and it clogged the suction. Oh my goodness. I remember doing working with a dentist when I was chairside, because I worked in that field as well, right? And then I was treatment coordinator, loved that job. Having a patient move while the dentist was using there's a round burr, like, so it's the burr is on the high speed. I don't know if it was a slow speed or a high speed, and she was adjusting for some gold onlays, and the person moved, and the round burr caught in the bottom of their mouth, like under their tongue. That was fun. I'll stop telling those stories. Remember, I said you can't do that. You can't tell those stories, because people who are not into that are like, that is absolutely gross. But your daughter's a dental hygienist and does my teeth, and she has told us some stories. I love that. Look at, we have lots of dental people. I love that field, I have to say. I very much enjoyed that, working in that field, and then went back to my true calling, right? Making art. But I love it. Look how pretty these are going to be on here, friends. I love it. So I'm just going to do the same kind of idea. Oh, this one doesn't have the outline though. What did I just do? Did I cut it out with the wrong die? How did I even do that, friends? I had 2 stamped hearts on there. I wasn't paying attention and I ruined everything. Or maybe I didn't. I don't even know. Whatever. It all works. So it will go like this and like this. And that would be all I would put on the card, right? I want this in here. And then a sentiment. And that is my card. And you could put the gold drips on it if you wanted. Right? And then just a little sentiment. Whatever. Happy day. But they're for my card makers. And that's just for my scraps, right? I could use a Sharpie. I'm all right with it. Doesn't bother me. But it is smaller. It's a smaller die. And it's good. You could also put your sentiment on there, couldn't you? Because that could be the black you use. But for right now, I'm okay with that. I like the one on the bunch. I like the one on the bunch to your left hand. These ones? Yeah, I'm just not going to use the yellow one here, right? I'll use it for something else. But let's put a foam dot on it because it makes it look 10 times better when you pop it up. Now, my cards would have to have the extra postage if I ever mailed one to anybody, because I like chunky. I like it chunky, right? I do. I like a chunky card. So it would not go through, right? My friends who actually mail cards, how do you post cards that are thick? If I was to one day mail a friend a card, I actually want all 3 of those to pop up. I like it. There. I like it. Just like that. And then my sentiment I would just put it right here. Done and done. This is a very artsy card, wouldn't you say? It's kind of an artsy card, and it can be very simple. and still have mooey impact. What do you put it in though? What kind of envelope so the card doesn't get ruined? Do you put it in between card? Like, would you put it between some cardstock? Or is it all fine? So educate us, card making friends. For your non-card making or mailing of the cards friends, because I've made cards for years. I've been in this industry for freaking ever. And I've made the cards. I've just never actually sent a card. I don't know if I've ever mailed a card. What do you guys think about that? I don't think I've ever mailed a card out. I need to do that. Maybe one for like, when we do the giveaways for like, I'm not sewing on this now either because I totally forgot about that, but I'm all right with that too. So I love it. And I'm just going to put a sentiment right there. And it's going to be one I stamp and then just put there in black. So you could put other things on it, but I really feel like it doesn't need anything. I like the contrast of the pink on there. Oh, have them hand cancel it. Yeah, we were talking about that, right? With the hand canceling. Because I have something exciting that's going to be coming out when I reopen the store. Store has to stay open because it's a Shopify store, but there will be a big banner across the front that no shipping until the end of August. And that's when the Christmas kits are going to start shipping, and I might be shipping the bonus albums in there. Remember, I told you I'm going to be posting the Where to Next albums and the pocket pages. That is going up by tomorrow. And then they're just going to be in there. Those I'm going to ship as they come. But please don't add anything else because it's packed in a box somewhere. And if you add anything, then your orders will be delayed. So if you're okay to wait, that'll be great. But what's going to end up happening is when I open my shop back up, I might have some new collector pins. They're upstairs, so I can't show you them, but I may have done new collector pins, 4 new ones. Look how fun, friends. Look we made something tonight from our art. So there's going to be some fun stuff. And there's going to be one new exclusive hand-drawn stamp set. So it's coming too. So and a whole bunch of like grab bags, sales stuff, new product. So be ready for it. It's all going to be coming. I'm flipping the camera so I can talk to you for a minute. Hi, I did the things tonight. So look at when I think sometimes it looks better with the light. Look how pretty that is. I love that. And I think everything's glued on here. I can lift this now. And now the gold is dried. So there is the layout for tonight. And you totally could make this a double. You could do this where sorry, it's all backwards. So you could do the hearts on the other side, like do a duplicate and put hearts up the side with photos in the center. So I love that. There's no mat or anything on here, but so much stuff is coming, friends. So to give you kind of a rundown is, I don't know if I'm going to be doing, I might squeeze a Friday night in this Friday, a little one, just kind of like maybe viewer's choice. I'll post something on the Vicky Booten Creative Community Facebook page because it needs to be short and sweet because I'm going to be on with you all day pretty much on the 29th doing the 49th and Market 10 plus layout class. So and then I literally leave on Wednesday for Spokane and I'm gone for over a week. So I figure maybe at the end of August, then in August is going to be the second 10 plus layout class. So you're not going to see much of me. So don't be sad. I'll be back, but I have to move thousands of pieces of product. There's so much stuff because you'd think that I've ordered so many things that I haven't had time to put in my shop. So there's stuff that is still in boxes. So, and then all of Christmas has to be sent over there and started kitting. So just 40, it doesn't have access only yet, but I will post that on Wednesday. Okay, I'll post access only on Wednesday when actually Tuesday. So when I send out the email, actually though, for your access only, I'll have it ready Wednesday. It'll go up on Wednesday. Okay. And don't forget, for anybody who is looking for the kit, I have a couple extras. So the first people who email me at vickybootenkits@gmail.com, I don't want to post it. If I can just have people reach out, I'll get the postage ready and send those out on Monday. So if you're out there and you were hoping that you could get one of those kits left over, first come, first serve, I will ship them out. I do have a couple of those left, not a lot, but a couple. Okay. So have a wonderful weekend, friends. I hope you get a chance to play. I love how this one turned out. I hope you enjoyed that as well. If you're a card maker or a scrapbooker or any kind of crafter, that you could make that something out of what we did tonight. And other than that, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to enjoy my pool tomorrow. I hope that you're doing something wonderful as well this weekend. And we'll see you guys later. And thanks, Nat, for being my sidekick. Have a great weekend, friends. See you later. Bye.